Good morning, everyone. I stand before you today to discuss a critical challenge that threatens the very foundation of equality and progress in our nation. The proven educational divide that separates our bustling cities from our remote rural area. Education is meant to be the great equalizer, a universal promise that guarantees every child the chance to thrive regardless of their birthplace. Yet, the millions of children that promise remain broken, trapped by two interlocking crises: the staggering gap in facilities and the sharp shortage of qualified teachers. This is not just a statistical problem, it is a moral and economic failure we must urgently address. The worst, located in a major city, is a modern structure equipped with everything in 21st century student needs: well-stocked library, desiccate science and computer library, high-speed internet, AC classroom, and sport facility. This environment is designed to nurture digital talent, foster innovation, and prepare students for the global knowledge economy. Now, picture the second school, tucked away in a remote village or in a distant island. This school is often characterized by leaking roof, cracked walls, dirt floor, and the classroom that are often unsafe or unfit for learning. No science lab for hands experiment, no modern computer, and crucially, no reliable internet access, the very lifeless to contemporary knowledge. Often, basic necessities like clean water and functional toilets are absent, compromising the health and dignity of the student. This facility gap creates an immediate and unfair disadvantage. How can we expect that a student in a rural area to compete globally if they have never had the tools in the library, and the laptop that their urban counterparts take for granted? The quality of their education is determined not by their intellect but by their zip code. This disparity in infrastructure is, quite simply, a disparity in opportunity. The problem of inequal facilities is compounded by an ever deeper crisis. The talk of qualified and decided teacher staff in a remote area. This is not just a shortage, it's a service issue to distribution and motivation. In urban school, the teacher to student ratio is usually healthy, and specialist teachers for every subject are the norm. But in a remote corner of our country, however, the situation is alarming. It's common for a single teacher to handle two or three different classes simultaneously, or to teach five or more subjects from art to art, regardless of their core expertise. This fragmented focus inevitably dilutes the quality of instruction. Highly qualified teachers, particularly those with civil servant status, tend to contract incentivize to better living standard, infrastructure, and career opportunities. This leave remote school depends on local honorary teachers who are often highly decided but may lack formal training or advantageous qualifications. We ask this teacher in the most challenging environment to make enormous personal sacrifice, walking hard to school, living without electricity or signal, yet we offer them the least. Minimal salaries, often paid late, and the lack of proper housing or career support. It is a harsh paradox. The areas that need the best teachers are precisely the ones that receive the least support. We must recognizing that teachers are the most crucial input in any education system. If the human pillar of the school is weak, unsupported, or absent, the entire structure of learning collapses, guaranteeing that the educational outcome for rural students will continue to lag behind. Addressing this divide requires more than just goodwill. It demands radical policy shift and committed long-term investment based on the principle of equality, not just equality. We must fundamentally overhaul the ineffective structure. We need to our substantial hardship allowances, created housing, and accelerated career path for teachers who commit to serving in remote areas for a sustained period. Teaching in a remote area should be seen as national service that is highly respected and financially rewarded, not a punishment to be avoided. The central government and local authorities must prioritize funding the physical and digital upgrade to school in treaty area. Connecting every school to reliable internet is not a luxury. It is the mandatory gateway to global knowledge and resource that can instantly bypass geographical barriers. We can use digital platforms to support our rural teachers, implementing remote mentoring, online continuous professional development or CPD, and digital resource libraries can empower teachers in remote locations, ensuring they have access to latest pedagogical method and materially, even if they are physically isolated. We must invest heavily in scholarship programs that recruit bright young people from remote areas, fund their patriotic education, and ensure they return to serve their local communities. These great decided staff who are resilient to challenge and intrinsically motivated to serve their home regions. Everyone, the persistent gap is in educational facilities and teacher staff is not just a failure of logistics. It, it is a failure of imagination and political will. We cannot aspire to be great, competitive nation while systematically leaving millions of our future citizens behind. The quality of a child education should never be a matter of chance. It must be created of the stage. Let us commit to building a system where the promise of quality education is real for every child. Everywhere, a school in the remote village is just as well equipped to nurture talent is as one capital city. This is the only way to truly unlock our nation's vast human capital and build a future that is not only prosperous but, more importantly, just and equitable for all. Thank you.